Well, today it is a nasty, dreary day here in the Ozarks. It rained for the last couple days, so the rivers are up and muddy. Hunting's winding down here in Missouri. Today, I'm gonna put a hatch in my John boat, pull out the foam, make me a battery box. So that's what we're gonna do today. Stick with me and I'll show you how I squared up and install this boat hatch I ordered from Amazon. Well, I got my hatch lid in that I ordered from Amazon. Is about $60. I believe it's Sea Deck that I ordered it from, but if you just type in boat hatch lid in Amazon, they'll pull up. And this one's 24 by 14. I am actually going to pull the foam out of here and put my batteries in here. Another problem is this boat has been swamped before, so I know, like, when I stick my finger under here and push in, it comes out wet. And it's more of a different kind of foam. It's not that white under there. So I pull that out, like that is soaking wet. So I know this boat has once been underwater before I bought it. And I think some of it's waterlogged. So I'm gonna cut this hatch out and tear this foam out. I'm actually, when I put flooring in this boat, I'm gonna put 2-inch blue foam in here to kind of make up for what I'm going to pull out of here. One thing to keep in mind when you order these, like this is a 24-14, that's the entire outside size. So don't cut your hole before you get it, because it's got to set on these little ledges. Your interior cut is going to be a lot smaller, so don't cut it until you get it and get those measurements. The way I got my measurements was I measured 3 inches off the front of the boat bench seat here. So I got 3 inches from here to here, and then I opened the lid so I could see inside, and I lined that up and I traced everything here, and it actually ended up being 3 from here to here, here to here, and then on the front side. But you can't cut this line because it needs to set, needs to take up that thickness right there. But what that line does is make sure it was not sliding on me while I was tracing out along the outside. You can see where it's slick and it likes to slide. So with the lid open, I could make sure I was staying in place. That's why I did it like that. And then I got a hole saw and I've drilled my corners. The corners pretty much matched the outside here. And now I'm gonna get on here with my little recip saw and a metal cutting blade, and I'm gonna cut this out and start digging out some foam. Also, this here, if you notice, my hatch is not even with my boat as far as it's not centered. So I've got a boat seat here, and I wanted to get rid of that because I'm gonna actually take a boat seat and put one back there. There's not a spot for a boat seat there. I'm actually building me a pole holder here, and I'm gonna have rods sitting here. So my rod holder is gonna go up to my front deck. I didn't want to have to, I could have moved all this over, but then I'd have to move a rod every time I wanted to get in this. So it is gonna be a little off-centered as far as centered of the boat, and that might bother other people, but it's the way I want to build it for me. So that's what we're going to do. All right, well, that come out pretty good. Should just work right out. Not too bad. One thing, if you've already painted your boat, I was letting that ride as I was cutting. You can see it peeled some paint, but I'm pretty sure the overlap will take that off. But come out pretty decent. Now we'll get to tearing some foam out. All right, we got it hollowed out, and the tool we used was our deer camp machete. It's got a saw on the back. Worked really well to get the hardest part started, which is the first piece of foam out. Shop vac, really handy. Cleans up all these beads and stuff in here left from that white foam. This white foam is not wet at all, which is a great thing, but this green brown stuff, it is soaking wet. You can even see that it's wet, the shininess, that's water. Squeeze it, and you can feel water when you squeeze it forming. So we're gonna get all that ripped out. I think we'll save a lot of weight by getting that green stuff out of there as well, so that'll be good. We're gonna keep on working. All right, got all the green foam pulled out. I put it all in one bag, so I want to show you how much it is waterlogged. It is wet. I'll go ahead and turn this on, make sure it's working. Okay. .8 pounds of weight in this little 24 by 14 hole. So I'd say by the time we remove all that, we're gonna save, I don't know, 15 pounds maybe in this one bench. And then after seeing all that, I'll probably definitely do the back bench over here too. And I'll probably restuff it with some blue Lowe's foam and stuff like that. If this wasn't waterlogged, I would probably stop here, make my battery little hatch here, tunnel me away for wires in. But since this is waterlogged, I'm gonna rip it all out and start and see what we do from there. Well, I didn't want to bore you with 45 minutes of pulling out foam. Not really what I plan to do on the hatch. It's great to pull it out. I saved about 15 pounds worth of weight, and you think, man, you're crazy worrying about 15 pounds. But when you're adding an aluminum floor and sides, things like that in here, it starts adding up. So when I can lose some while I'm adding to it, maybe help balance it out. So I'm happy about that. We did get it all cleaned out and ready to put that hatch on. Okay, that is a wrap on installing it. It locks, which I like. If it did not lock, I would have faced it the other direction, so that way the wind would not catch it as I'm hauling my boat and open it. So I like the fact that it does lock. It sets pretty flush. You can sit on it. It'll support my weight. I've done a lot of research on them before I pulled the trigger on one, and pretty excited to get this set up in the boat. I'll get some batteries in here. I might make some tackle storage over there since I had to pull all the foam out now. But that's it on installing a hatch deck lid, or whatever you want to call it there. You should use stainless steel here. I'm going to come back and paint these black with some Rust-Oleum. And oh, looks like I missed one there. I'll get it put in, but that is it. It's got a, I'll put a link below on which one of these I picked and ordered off Amazon. It's got a seal on here, which is not going to help me in my situation, but if you're wanting like a dry box, this might help. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on how I installed the hatch deck access lid. I don't really know what it's called. It is going to give me a place to store my batteries, distribute weight a little differently throughout my John boat. We are doing a whole entire John boat rebuild. So I've got a lot of goodies here I'm going to be installing. We've already painted and sanded. I've been making a video for the entire thing, and then little things like this that I think people might find helpful. I've been making more in-depth videos. Follow along, subscribe, keep an eye out on what we're doing over this winter, because I think this John boat you're going to love when we're done with it.